My secret is about my mother, who is about 75 years old now. A few years back, she started showing signs of memory loss, dementia, suspected to have Alzheimer's disease. And it's kind of been painful watching her kind of slowly slipping away over the last few years. She's still relatively coherent, can have a conversation to some extent with her, but it's not going very well now, and it's only going to get worse going forward. And something I don't tell her and don't tell really anyone else is that for her own sake, and also for the sake of those around her, sometimes I wish she would kind of just pass away in her sleep or some other quick and painless way relatively soon, instead of having to endure kind of the slow fade of this illness that she's got. It would be impossible for her to actively choose an early death or a quick death. But on some level, I think she even knows that it would be better for her and also, you know, a little easier on the folks around her. So it's not easy to say it, and I don't like thinking it at times, but sometimes I wish my mom would just go ahead and peacefully pass away soon rather than hanging on and lasting too long, too many years into the future.
My secret is I love my dad more than my mom, and even though my dad wasn't available for me growing up, him coming back into my life a couple years ago has meant much more than spending my whole childhood with my mother, even though she did provide a lot economically, but she was never there emotionally, and yeah.
So I have an entire extended family, including a father, grandparents, and a set of twin brothers who live in New Mexico, and never have I met them or really have any idea who they are or anything about them. And I don't know, I wonder if they maybe even know that I exist. But yeah.
So I have a crazy secret. I found out after 18 years of living, I'm adopted. So I found out after 18 years, my dad told me, Brandon, you have a sister. And so I started on Instagram and I tried to search for her. He didn't know where she was. None of my parents knew where she was, but I knew I had a sister. So I finally found her on Instagram, and so I DM'd her and I was like, hey, I need to talk. And then her boyfriend DM'd me and said, like, F off.
My boyfriend DM'd him and said that...
This is her, by the way.
My boyfriend DM'd him and said, don't message my girlfriend.
Don't mess with my girlfriend.
Hindsight, he liked all of my Instagram pictures, messaged me at 11 o'clock at night saying, I need to call you. I had no idea who he was.
He felt threatened.
It was very random.
But in my head, I was like, I'm about to meet my sister.
And I didn't even know that I had any siblings. I had no idea. I knew I was adopted, but didn't know I had any siblings.
So I knew I was adopted, but I didn't know I had a sister. So we found out that we were related in San Diego. And so we met at a Starbucks.
I met my long-lost brother at Starbucks. It was super cool.
So this is us. We met at Starbucks.
We met at Starbucks, yeah.
And
this
is our third time ever hanging out. We're here at Balboa Park.
It's kind of crazy.
And it is crazy.
Kind of crazy.
It is crazy. So
yeah.
Should we high five or?
Sibling high five. My siblings.
So when I was a kid, from 5 to 15, I truly and honestly believed that if I thought and willed it hard enough, I could turn myself into another animal. And so I would lay there in my bed, my parents would think I'd still be sleeping in what I thought was a cat position. And I'm like, if I just think it hard enough and imagine myself growing a tail, growing ears, transforming, then I would legitimately suddenly open my eyes and be, my goal was, a tiger cub. That was big. But I think looking back on it as a kid, that was kind of my escape from everything that was going on in my home environment. I was like, if I can just turn into a tiger and escape, my life would be perfect. So I don't think I've really shared that with anyone because it's kind of silly, but also I don't know. Wouldn't everybody want to be able to shapeshift into animals? Or maybe that's just me.
Do you still do that sometimes or no?
I mean, maybe the fact that the entire week I was wearing different animal costumes for Halloween speaks to the fact that that desire is still there. But no, I don't try and transform anymore. At least not that way.
My secret is I used my last year's tuition to travel the world, and I never told my mom. She thought I was in college the whole entire time. I did graduate, but instead of taking 4 years, I took 5 years, and I told her that it was because I had a master's program.
So I last talked to my mom when I was 12, and I wonder if she is still alive, whether or not she would recognize me. I'm 32 now.
My secret is I've been single for 5 years. I'm going to be 30 soon, and I'm scared that I will never find somebody.
My secret is my brother is my best friend in the whole world.
Why is that a secret?
Just because I don't think I've ever told him, but I really think that he's the best person ever.
My secrets are never really secrets because I'm always willing to share if I think it'll help another. I was born under a tree in a desert. There were no others except for my mother and my father. My mother was very brave, my father too. And then there were 3. I've always had gratitude for the trees. 3.5 years ago, I stood at this tree. I was 9 months pregnant. I didn't know at the time, but the baby in my belly had already deceased and passed on during the photo shoot. I have pictures of this tree and all over this park, decked in white, beautiful, graceful, hopeful. The stillbirth was very compassionate. I did it at home by myself. I asked my partner to leave the room. I would break up with him 2 weeks later. I've rarely told anybody, but as I pushed that baby out, I got clarity that I would leave him. And I did. But as I root my feet to the earth, as I hug this tree, my heart is full. I know that this life is divinely led, and that baby that I buried under a beautiful olive tree, she was an angel, a spirit too high for these realms. And me, born 40 years ago, I was born to love the trees. And my senses and openness, the possibility, I may or may not have those screaming children you might hear in the background of my own. But my sense is, and something I've never told anybody, is that I have a responsibility to mother the earth. We're all put here for a reason or a season. And sometimes our lifetimes are short. Gratitude. 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 That is why I still smile and laugh and live my life as full as possible. Thank you. I love you. You are loved. My name is Eve.
Hey everyone, for those of you who are new, my name is Thoraya and I'm the girl behind the camera. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I have a new episode up. And follow me on Instagram, I'll be posting more on there. As always, thank you guys for everything. I love you all and I'll see you next time.